The Book of Mighty Reggie. Chapter 1. The intro. The becoming. Reggie was a kid that worked his way to the top. At first, it started out, he had his first day of school. And on the first day of school, the teacher's giving out assignments. He does his assignment. And the student just gives him like a look in the eye like, "How are you doing today, Reggie?" Reggie was an extremely handsome kid. And somewhere in there, the teacher issues this report. And it's a grade A report. He gets up, puts on his rain jacket, is on his way home. Of course, it was in Canada, so the snow was up to the stars. The stars had like a green meteor shower. But on the way home from the store, he walks into a corner store, picks up some juice, and out with the juice, and in walks in two big dudes to rob the store. Somewhere on the way home, not too far from the store, he slips and falls on his bottle of juice. Not knowing what was to come, he finally made it back home from his walk home from school. And they open his rain jacket, and he has a giant piece of glass stuck in the center of his chest. They end up rushing him to the emergency room. Somewhere in the emergency room, he's just kind of like blacking out. The lights going on and off. You can see a medical meteor of all natures. The lights were kind of like spiraling. In a conjunction of a body ache, I mean, he'll pull through. But this wasn't the first time that happened to Reggie. Show wasn't the last. So maybe a couple weeks later, they stitched him up, and he had his first surgery. He's doing good after maybe like a month or so. On the weekends, Reggie liked to watch karate movies. He was up on a Saturday watching a Bruce Lee flick. It was just amazing what he seen. How is it even physically possible to be a ninja and disappear into the earth, into a tree, and still yet be untouched? They would fight and fight and fight till Reggie thought, "Hey, let me try that." Bruce Lee had did like this backflip, and Reggie was like, "Shit, let me try that." He gets up, does the backflip off the entertainment system, just like how to run up the entertainment system. And the whole time I'm thinking, is the TV gonna fall? Because the entertainment system is just rocking back and forth. And the TV ends up just smashing on his head. It fell off the entertainment system and smashed on his head. But once again, they had to rush Reggie to the emergency room. And once again, this was not the first or the last time Reggie had to go to the emergency room. He had other days, like one day, probably once again on the weekend, mom in there boiling some water, in there butt naked with no diaper on, knocks over a pot of water onto his penis, and his hand. To this day, it looked like he got two eyes on his penis looking back at him. But he has like a glow on his hand because of burning himself with a pot of boiling water. But once again, one of many times that little boy had to go to the hospital. After a while, he got older, grew up, moved to the other cities. Reggie was never the type to stay in the same city. Of course, he had homeboys in every city. Without a doubt, they were some of the coolest kids. Like, this cat, he had a projectile where when he looked at people, gave off a micro sheet of paper. And from that point on, I knew Reggie had something special going on. He'll wake up, meet on the sidewalk with the smoke machine with his homeboys, be all out there freestyling. Reggie, he was kind of sad. He was sad. So he loved life after that day because they gave it a new view. He just did his own thing. And there was another day in like 6 Mile. He ventured on in most other cities. Ended up staying in Dallas, Texas for a little while. And he won his first trophy. He won his first trophy. And that kind of once again took him for a loop. Like somewhere playing for the team, he knew everybody was like the sixth man of the year. I mean, the whole team, we were everywhere on the field. We took up a lot of space. And we ended up coming home with tourney that year, #1, at the Cowboy Stadium, Cowboy Arena. And that felt good. Fast forward more years, Reggie, his graduation month, and the counselor calls him in. It was like, Reggie, you graduate. And a lot was going through my head, like, in the midst of all the drama in school, everything I've been through, a certain emotion hit it. Like, where does this go? Where does it end up? Where do you think I will end up? And I'm sitting there like, is this the end? Is this the end of the journey? I mean, I done made it this far. Just to hear, ain't no more. Well, I ended up graduating with a job that year. Taking work-based learning.